With that said, let's go ahead and jump right into the next review, which is a review of the new Netflix movie Malcolm and Marie. Now, so this is a movie that was shot last year during the shutdown, and it only stars two people, which is John David Washington and Zendaya. And basically, it's just about just two people who are just literally having a conversation throughout the course of the night. John David Washington plays a guy who is a director, and he finally wins an award, and he feels like he's getting respect or whatever for one of his films. And during his speech, he forgot to thank his significant other. And so when they get home, it literally just all comes out. And this film, I could say straight off the bat, has phenomenal acting. I just kind of knew it, just because I'm more familiar with John David Washington and what he's been doing with Tenet, Black Klansman. I just really been liking what he's been doing, and plus he's Denzel Washington's son, so it shows that acting, kind of runs in the family, but he does a phenomenal job. And Zendaya, I'm not too familiar with like her work, but she is the lead of a show, Euphoria, on HBO, which I have yet to watch, but I'm definitely gonna check it out. But I felt like this is going to be a movie to watch out for, and it is very character driven because it's just two people having a conversation throughout the course of just one night. And like I said, like just phenomenal acting from both the leads, and just it's really just character driven throughout the whole film. And I love how the conversations go from good to bad, and it's just repeatedly like it gets heated and then it's calmed down, and it gets heated and then it's calmed down. Basically, the best way to put it is a emotional roller coaster, and I just love the aspect because it is reminiscent to conversations that a person may have in a relationship. If you have a lot of things you need to air out, you might have your real heated moments, and then you might have the calm moments, and then all of a sudden, I thought about something else. Bam, bam, we go back. It may end up being that way. So, I mean, it's not unrealistic to look at it in that type of sense. And because they are working with like limitations at the time, I mean, even now, but even then, with COVID and everything that's going around, it was like they literally, the breakdown of each other that they do, because they literally go in on each other and bring out just the bad shit, just to kind of like win the argument and just make their point. It doubles as them giving exposition to us that we know more about this person's past, that person's past. And even because we can't see it, like it's just literally focused on them throughout the night. We can't see anything else. We can't see what happened and how the night played out beforehand, why it got to this point. We can't see flashbacks of, the person's past and everything else. We can only be told, and this was like the best way of telling us by just tearing each other down. Like, you're this and you're this. Remember back in the day, it's like, I love just how they did it. It's like it wasn't a cliche of way of giving exposition. It was actually a way of giving exposition that made sense. That didn't really seem cheap or anything of that nature, even though it was cheap. But I mean, I love how they did that. It was really something that was actually just creative, because when you don't have too much, you have to work with what you got. And that was a great way of giving insight to the audience about these characters. That way we'll be more familiar with them as the night goes along. That way it's like, okay, we taking that side, we taking this side, no, we're gonna take this side. And that's literally what was happening with, as I was watching. It's like, dang, okay, I'm down, okay, I understand where he's coming from. But then she'll go and they're like, okay, I understand where she's coming from. And like, oh, I understand. And it just kept going. And it was actually pretty damn entertaining. And of course, it was just like, man, it shows that good works of art can come from something as bad, just as like the pandemic that we're in, that a person just went into this knowing the limitations, like, okay, we're about to do this, we about to go ahead and do that, and just was able to come out with something so grand, something gold. Got two phenomenal actors and just literally went forward with it and just nailed it. And this movie, to its credit, holds a heavy emotional weight that both actors do a great job with conveying as they're just bringing a huge amount of energy to their performances, with having each other just play off the other person. Because that's really all that they have. Like, all you can do is just play off the other actor. Because, like, there is nothing else to play off of. There's no other people, no other actors, no nothing. It's just them going off of each other. And that, I feel like, if anything, besides doing it yourself or, just trying to, come up with that energy yourself, that would be kind of like hard but easy to do. But I mean, I guess it's depending on how you look at it. But at the end of the day, this is a great and engaging film that just took advantage of this time in the history that puts the whole world in just a bad place and just made the best out of it. With the emotions being hard hitting, with the sadness, the happiness, the anger, the film delivers something that I think people just couples are going to be talking about for a long time after it's over. And it's great filmmaking. It really is. And a lot of the stupid stuff that people point out, like, oh, their age difference and stuff, it's just like, whatever. Just watch the movie and enjoy it. They do a phenomenal job just with what they were working with, and I felt like they went in with a mission and executed it. And that's all that you can ask for when it comes to a movie that like this. So